It's another beautiful day to grow together, to have chats and conversations that uplift our spirit, that remind us of our greatness and remind us of our great God and how much He loves us and how He created us, created greatness inside of us, and that there's so much purpose that we are created for and the things that we need to be able to accomplish. So for me, I am so happy that we get to have this chat. Welcome, welcome, and please, if these programs and these shows have been a blessing to you, please share them with someone. Share it with a friend, share it with a relative, invite them to come and watch with us so that together as a community, we will grow into transforming our communities, transforming our families, and transforming the globe all together, all right? So today, what's on my heart, I really want us to talk about potential. But before we even going into talking about potential, I want us to pray. Lord, I thank you. I thank you for every man and woman out there that are watching this in this community of growth, in this community of like-minded people, people that have committed themselves to be ambitious, to be go-getters, to be unstoppable, to turn the world upside down in a good way. And Lord, as we talk about potential, I pray that you will show us, that you will reveal to us, that you will open our minds and our hearts, that we'll be able to know that there is so much potential that is deposited inside of us, that we do not just need to sit on it, but we need to wake up and we need to be unrestricted and release and be able to go out there and make the changes that we need to make and get wealthy and be able to be happy, create better families and better companies and organizations, and bless your people in the name of Jesus. We prayed. Amen. All right, so I want us to have a conversation around unlocking our full potential. One thing that I know for sure is we are all not maximizing our potential. There's so much inside of us, there's so much greatness inside of us, so much potential, so much ability that we have not yet tapped into. And when you talk about potential, we can't have, there's no clear definition that, oh, potential is this, but it is the ability, and some of it we've just tapped into not even a quarter, less than a quarter of what we are able to do. By the time you are 30, by the time you are 40, you realize some people at 40 feel they are wise. Some people at 50 feel they are wise, but they have not even touched 5% of what God prepared for them. Just imagine the greatest minds in this world that have been able to achieve the greatest things, the machinery, the algorithms that are running the world. I mean, there's so many software that is all over the place. There's so many things that people have achieved that, humanly speaking, if you sat down the last decade and say that these things would be achievable, would be saying that, you know what, it's not possible. What explains an engine of a car that ran, let me say, 30 years ago, and it's still running and it's still okay? Actually, it even runs better than the cars that are being made today. These days, we usually laugh together with my husband and say that, you know what, we have so many, the electricity is too much, we have so many toy cars, like you just know you bump into it and it's like a paper. But I mean, when you look at vintages, there is a way they were hard, you know, and they had hard bodies and they had very good engines and they are still running. Like up to today, you even believe that you cannot sleep on the road with a vintage. While the latest car, anything can go wrong. The toys, anything can go wrong. The plastic toys, anything can go wrong. But you realize that the people that created these things 30 years ago, 40 years ago, 50 years ago, as in, they've not even had a chance to outlive their innovations. Their innovations are outliving them. That means that they reached a potential that was way high above. It's possible they didn't maximize, they didn't fully unlock their potential, but they reached somewhere. And when we talk about potential, there are certain levels of abilities, okay? And I just feel I want us to go through them. There is a level of the underachievers, okay? And so many people belong in the level of underachievers. You are 20, you are 25, you are 30, you are 35, you are 40. But you are folding your arms and you are just accepting everything that is falling on your lap. And yet God created you as a creator, and he said, let's form man and woman in our own image, okay? And both men and women were formed in God's image, and God's image is a creator, very innovative, so much potential, so much capability, so much ability that he said, and when he said, he called things into existence. That means that we have so much power than we are actually using. So you realize that if you are the kind that says that, you know what, I know my level, you know your level, that there is maybe red down, there is blue in the middle, and maybe there is a green, or there is red, there is orange, and maybe there's a green, and maybe you have been at the level of underachievement. You are not happy with the money that you're earning. You're just not happy with the lifestyle that you're living. You're just not happy. You are clogged. You are fogged. There's no clarity. You are stressed. You are just an underachiever. And then there are those that have gone ahead to be achievers. That yes, they have achieved. They have popped their heads a bit. They have achieved certain things. Maybe you have a good job. Maybe you have a car, maybe you have a house, maybe, but you are just at that level. And let me tell you, so many times we outgrow our levels, and so you're also feeling the stress. You're also in fear of, am I going to afford these things tomorrow? Am I going to pay my bills? Am I going to do all these things? And so you are an achiever, but still you are unsettled. And then we have the high achievers, okay? Those that have gone there, said, you know what, I am sick and tired of this level. I'm sick and tired of the kind of money I'm earning. I'm sick and tired, and no one is ever going to pay my worth. I am actually going to go out there and make sure that I put my minds, I put my brains, I put my hands. I want to be able to do something. I want to start a business. I want to go and write my own paycheck and say that, you know what, can I be a freelancer? Can I take on an extra, as in, can I do something different? Now, so we have underachievers, we have achievers, and we have high achievers. And let me tell you, we all know where we fit. We all know that, by the way, according to the capacity that God gave me. And when we talk about the capacity means the talents that God gave you. The capacity means the skills that you have, or that you have acquired. The capacity can also mean the spiritual gifts that God has given you. That God has given you wisdom. Okay, that's a spiritual gift. He has given you discernment. That's a spiritual gift, that you can discern that I have outgrown this place, that I'm supposed to be at a different level altogether, but I have taken long, and now I'm frustrated, I'm agitated, I'm irritable, I am quarreling with everyone, I'm jealous over those that are getting way ahead of me. And remember, we talked about jealousy and said that some of us, we are actually we are misusing the exposure that God has given to us, because when God can show you vividly that another person can achieve this level of success, it should make you grateful and say, you know what, if they can achieve it, I can actually achieve it. I am going for it, and nothing is stopping me. I am creating the big audacious goals, okay? I'm going to have the audacity to go after what belongs to me and what I believe I can actually achieve. Remember, I've told you that some of us, we have fought through so many things. If I have reached where I have reached, even at the smallest level of achievement, I don't deem myself as a high achiever. I actually look at myself as just an achiever. I am still on the trajectory. I am still on the growth on the growth field. I am still fighting hard to make sure that I get there, okay? And I am not settling for less, because the moment I think I'm a higher achiever, I will think that, oh, you know what, I have hit the ceiling, so there is nothing more to work for. So I always want to consider myself, and forever I will consider myself as an achiever, so that I can keep growing and blossoming and unlocking the next levels of my potential, because there is always a next level of a potential. There is always a next level of a potential. So when it comes to the spiritual gifts, the wisdom, that is the discernment, some of us have never tapped into those. We have not even used any of that. Some of us, we have a bit of talents, but we have not even used our talents, guys, because maybe at school what you have been told is read your books, do your exams, and what the curriculum is actually teaching us and has always taught us is you have to cram writing in order to pass your exams. So now we have gone ahead to cram history, to cram economics, to cram whatever it is that we need to cram, and we have actually performed with flying colors in school, but yet we cannot even tap in a quarter of our potential, a quarter of our giftings that God has given to us. Because so many people, when so many people sign up for mentorship, they come in and sometimes they don't know. They're like, I just want to be better. I want to build my confidence. I want to be ambitious. I want to be a coach. Now, little do they know that we go through a self-discovery journey. Now, so many times, so many people have discovered that, oh, I love writing, and writing is actually a gift. For them, they thought, and I told them vividly, I told some of them that if you're the kind who is like me, you have, at any given time, you will have like 15 new notebooks. You will always be jotting down something. You will move with some of them in your bag. Some of them will be on your bedside drawer. Some of them will be in your office. Some of them, but everywhere you go, you always have something to scribble. Even when you have a phone, for example, my phone, my iPad, they are filled with notes. Like every time I sit somewhere, I'm writing something. Now, some people didn't know that writing is a gift. Now, when someone discovered it, one of us, and that was Philson wrote to me and told me that, you know what, now I feel like writing is a gift. I didn't know until you explained it. And I was like, and you can maximize on writing. Guess what? She has a publishing company right now. And yes, she's doing coaching. Yes, she's doing public speaking, but she's helping so many people, limitedly, so many people in the mentorship have authored books. And she has printed and published so many books of even people outside of the mentorship. Whoever comes to me and asks me, oh, you know what, I'm writing a book, but I need someone to help me with the proofreading, with the putting it together, with publishing it, I always send them to Philson. Why? She found that this was a talent, this was a gift, and so she did not sit on it. She just decided to run with it and go with it. Some of us discovered that, you know, speaking is our gift. I love speaking. I can speak from morning to night. Just get me off the camera, get the microphone off my hands, and I will tell you, I will go back to being an introvert. But put me in front of a camera, my goodness, like that is my dancing floor. That is where I come alive, you know. And so some of us are actually like that, and that is a talent. You're not putting it to use. You are actually wrongfully using it. You are rumor mongering. You are gossiping. You are complaining. You are grumbling, and you are like, if someone just gives you an hour to speak, you will speak your head off. But that is a talent that God expects you to put to good use. And that is tapping in the untapped, the latent, the dormant potential that is sleeping, that you can earn out of. I recently told the cohort that is going to graduate this month, and I was telling them that, you know what, start creating your packages. We have gone through all the roadmap of how to get here. You have found your niches, you have gone through everything, and now make sure that you actually create some of these things. And we were going through the streams of income, and there were like 7 or 8 or 10 streams of income. And I told them, what is stopping you from tapping into this, that you can have one-on-one, that you can be a public speaker out there, that you can actually write a book, that you can have a merchandise line, that you can, as there are so many things that you can be able to do. So I don't want you to sit with untapped potential. I don't want you to sit with without unlocking the next level of your potential, of your clarity, of your confidence, because it is seated with you. Some of you have acquired skills. You learned how to bake, but you're seated. You know, you learned how to make bricks. You are seated. You learned how to do decor, but you are seated. As in, why are you seated with that acquired skill? Go into the marketplace. Put yourself out there. There are people who are looking for people like you so that they can be able to give them some money. Okay? So I need you to be able to ask yourself whether you are really maximizing some of the things. For example, are you maximizing your day? Some of us, we leave our homes, we go to our workplaces, and you literally use, like, you only sit in your office or you on your computer or your laptop, you sit for only 30 minutes or maximum an hour. And even an hour you have stretched so much, but you're moving from office to office, you're spreading this, you're talking about this, you're minding other people's business. And even if you're not minding other people's businesses or in the office area, you're minding other people's businesses on social media. You are busy scrolling. The algorithm knows exactly what you want, so they're giving you all the shoes, they're giving you all the nails, the nail styles, they're giving you all the clothes, they're giving you all the cute couples, they're giving you all the cute dances, and you're there, you're watching, you smile, you watch, you smile, you share with some people. You can never share a Bible verse, you can never share anything else, but you can share all the cute couples and all the cute dances and the cute babies. Oh my God, they have cheeks. Ooh. And the algorithm has studied you so well that they will throw everything that they know you want at you, and you will consume it the whole day. Even when maybe your boss passes by and you even get astonished, you put your phone down, you even put it upside down, and then you listen for some minute, but you feel like something is going by, you're missing something, and you want to rush back. And sometimes you're in the meetings, but you're watching TikTok, you're watching the reels, and it's rushing by. But guess what? You are not maximizing your potential. So are you maximizing your day? Because you'll ask me, how do I maximize my capabilities? How do I even know that I have these capabilities? Okay, are you maximizing your network? There are so many people that you know. So many people that you know. Recently, someone came to me. I was like, you know what? I started this company, and I need to be able to tap into what you are doing. Can you accept to work with me and stuff like that? And because he asked, I am willing. Okay, but just imagine how many people have wanted to ask for favors from me, and they have not asked for the favors, and I cannot read it that they need the favors, and so I'm not able to do anything. So that means if you ask, even the Bible says, ask and you will get, knock and the door shall be opened for you, seek and you will find. Have you maximized your network, the people that you know, your social capital? Have you talked to them? Okay, do they even know that you're doing the kind of business that you're doing? Do they even know that they can buy from you, that you have what they need? Okay, have you maximized your networks? Have you maximized your money? Some of us, you just get money. The way you get it is the way you give it away. The money does not even settle in your purse. It does not even settle on your account. It cannot even sit like for a day. When you know that it's the month end, you are vibrating and you are anxious. You just want to use the money, and that is when everyone is. By the way, let me tell you, business people will be the death of so many people. Do you know what they do? They get to around 26th, around 27th, and then they start sponsoring. They start sponsoring all their merchandise. And so around 27th, 28th, 29th, there is a lot of sponsored ads everywhere for shoes, for bags, for sunnies, for glasses, for everyone is sponsoring, and everything is coming into you, and you're like, oh my God, I can even shop at the comfort of my office. You are not maximizing your money. You're just spreading it too thin. You're just giving it away the moment you get it. And money knows that you're not its friend. So you do not want it, because as soon as it comes, you give it away. Sometimes you ought to sit with money in your pocket. Let money know that you have an address. Let money know that you need it, you want it, and you love it, so that you hold it. Move with it, okay? Let it be on your bank account. Let it cool down, okay? It is not going to die. It is not going to, let it go. You will not die. Breathe, okay? Breathe in and out, okay? And so, decide and say, okay, I have gotten money but I'm going to pay my landlord at this date. I will pay these dates at this date. And then whatever I need to buy, I will have a buffering system. Do I really need this? Do I really need this? Can I do away with this? What do I need? Do I have future projects? Some of us are not maximizing our money at all. Some of us are not maximizing our tools. Are you maximizing your phone, for example? Some of you think that, like someone was telling me, I think it was the day before yesterday, that their pastor has an S24 and they're only using it for WhatsApp. And so this person was like, but pastor, that phone, do you know that phone, what that phone can do? Like, its camera, do you know what it can do? And so, like, for him, he's like, my son bought me the phone and I'm only using it to send WhatsApps. And apparently, a phone of 300,000 can send a WhatsApp. You don't need a phone of 5 million to send WhatsApp. But you realize that some of us are not maximizing. Do you know that there are people in this town who do not have shops, but they are earning just by the virtue of the fact that they have mobile phones, and they can put data on there, and they can have a shop online, and they can kuyiriba some things, and then they sell, and they get their clean money, and they are seated somewhere with their phone. All they are doing is they're looking at, how is the algorithm behaving, how do I promote, how do I sponsor, how do I slide into people's DMs, how do I promote my merchandise. Let me tell you, are you maximizing your tools? Are you maximizing your tools? Are you maximizing your talent? Or you are the kind who says, like the servant in the Bible who says, I know he reaps from where he didn't sow. So I'm just going to get his talent, his one talent, just bury it and keep it, so that when he comes, I'll just reproduce what he gave to me. For me, I'm not going to work hard. I'm not going to hustle for someone who reaps from where he did not sow. Some of us are like that. Okay, but who is losing? At the end of the day, it's not God that is losing. It is you that is losing and is living beyond your potential, beyond your earning, the magnitude of your earning. Are you maximizing your advisors, your mentors, the people around you? Are you? Oh, you look at people and you're, she's my mentor, but you have never slid into her DM. You have never talked to her about whatever it is that you're going through, and whatever clarity you need and strategy, you maximized them. So I need you to be able to ask yourself. But briefly, I want us to talk about what hinders us from unlocking our full potential. What hinders us from unlocking our full potential? Number one, some of us don't know that we are actually working at our bare minimum, that we are outputting our bare minimum, that we are the greatest machines that the human nature has ever seen. That when God created us, he created us with a lot of wisdom. We can innovate, we can be creative, we can create, okay? And so, if I say that some of us are performing way below our potential, our abilities, and our capabilities, it's because some of us don't know. We were born into areas, and these areas, they sought to mold us according to what they were going through. For example, there's an example I saw somewhere about fleas. Fleas, I don't know whether you know fleas, okay? But they have I have that they have a jumping perimeter of a certain height, and so most of the times when you place one flea in a box and you put that height, it will be able to jump over and be able to knock because you've put a lid on it. So now it knows that it can't get out. So what it does, it keeps knocking, and if it sees that there is no hope, it's like having a fly or having whatever it is that jumps or that flies in a box, and then, or you put a lid on it and then it starts flying and it hits the ceiling. Whenever it hits the ceiling, then it gets to know, it registers in their mind that, you know what, I don't think that there is a way through here. So that means I should save myself the bother of knocking on this ceiling. So now I am going to lessen my capacity and start flying up to here and stop here and going back, because I know that even if I fly up to here, I will never go out of this. So you realize that some environments where we grow up from, they tame us to believe that that is the only potential. The only potential is go to school, okay, get that degree, marry that girl, or get married to that man, give birth to those children, and then have that job, and forever, be at the mercy of another person. So you realize that, okay, now you grow up into, this is the norm. They even tell you, work hard, read hard so that you can get a job. Read hard so that you can get a job. But remember, there's a time we talked about the value system. And the value system is implementation at the level where someone tells you do something and then you go ahead and do it. We get to the unification, that is a managerial level where you are managing some people and you're getting some better money than the implementation. And then we talked about the communication. The communication is higher than the unification. The communication is where you decide that, you know what, I don't want anyone want to measure how much I get or I earn in a month, but I might as well go and write my own check. So I can decide to be a freelance a marketeer. I can decide to say, you know what, banks, okay, give me your product, give me your product, give me your product, let me go and sell it. And at the end of the month, the many doors that I knock, the many people I talk to, I will decide my own, whether I want to earn 20 millions, whether I want to earn 50 millions, depending on the commission systems. I want to write my own check. Now that is communication. And then we say there is imagination, where you have a book written, you have a song, it is out there, and you're not adding anything, you're not touching anything, but the money keeps coming because people are interested in this this kind of product. So now when I say that some of us don't know that we are functioning at our lowest, it's because the environment around us has conditioned us to believe that that is the best that we can be, that being a teacher is the best that you can be. I'm not saying that being a teacher is bad, but I'm saying there is more to being a teacher. You can actually own a school. You can start a school, okay? There is more to being, whatever it is, I need you to be able to fill in the blank spaces for yourself. There is always more to being a chef. You can be a chef and then you can start your own restaurant. There is more, there is more, there is more, there is more to everything. So I need you to know that, by the way, nothing is limited. Nothing. You add, everything is at your disposal, okay? So you decide whether you want to live full potential or full capacity, or you want to live at half capacity, okay? So I need you to be able to tap into that, know and strongly know that you have everything it takes to thrive in this world. We are not here to sink. We are not here to survive. We are here to thrive. So one of the reasons as to why we never hit our potential is we just don't know the environment. Look at an oak tree. Which tree should I give an example? But just look at the trees. Even when a tree is supposed to be too huge and too big, if you get that tree, that seed, and plant it in a bucket or a pail that is limited in space, and just give it some small, the soil, and then you just put it somewhere, you realize you will never get a big oak tree. You will always get something that is small. Why? The nutrients are limited, the space is limited. So many of us have grown up in environments that are so limited. Our seed, the seed that God sowed inside of us, is not bad. It's a good seed. It's a good seed that has a big oak tree that so many birds of the air can come and sit in its shadows. Tired people can come and sit in its shadows, and it can live for a very long time. But you realize that because we have been brought up in limited environments, you're being told, oh, women don't do this, oh, men don't do this. You're being shushed left, right, and center. You can never do that. You know, that is too hard. I tried it and it failed. So now we are in environments that limit us so often. But sometimes we need to step out of those environments and say that, you know what, I need to be able to push the boundaries, push beyond my comfort, and see how much I can go. Do not just sit and say, okay, I opened a business, I'll just sit and wait for customers. No, come, let's learn digital marketing. Push your boundaries, push your personal brand, push your business brand. And one of my students was giving me a testimony last week. She signed on, I think, 2 weeks ago. So after signing on, she paid immediately. She came to see me and she paid immediately. She is a Muslim. And so she tells me that, you know what, I have a shop, and this shop I really need to, because now the only way I know how to sell is by sitting in a shop and waiting for people. But I import these phones, I import these, housings, I import all these things. And so she was like, I need you to teach me how to actually go about this. And so I was like, okay, let's go through the roadmap. So there and then we went through the roadmap. And when we went through the roadmap, the next thing I gave her assignments. Go and do this. Go and shoot videos. And so she went and shot the videos. So when she shot the videos, she sent me some of the videos. She was like, doctor, I shot the videos, but no one is going to see these videos. They are going to stop in my phone. And so I was like, okay, what is the problem? Send the videos, let me see. And I watched the video and I was like, this is an amazing video. It's actually an amazing video. So one of the Fridays after class, she came to me and was like, you think it's good? I was like, yes, it's good. Put it out there. Put it out there and see. Don't be afraid. Put it out there. There's some, actually, I gave her my example. I told her I was in a season where I was looking for another phone, and so I was asking left, right, and center. Like, I was literally asking everyone around me, what is a good phone to buy? I already have an iPhone, but I need a second phone, but I need a very good phone that has a good camera. So I was asking around. So I told her, there are so many people like me out there that are looking for phones. Put it out there. And so she put it out there. Guess what? After 1 week, she came to me and told me the number of people that went to her shop following the TikTok video. And she told me, Doctor, I don't know how to thank you. She signed on the mentorship for 2 weeks. And we just went through the roadmap of digital marketing and personal branding and business branding. And so I told her, just do the first things first. Just put yourself out there. Bet on yourself. Believe in yourself. Believe in your business. Put it out there. Jikwa kuba abantu mu maaso. And she comes to me and tells me, there is this person that came and bought wholesale, nearly took all my stock. There is this person who came and said, I saw this on TikTok, and I want this exact phone, the one that you were promoting. And so she was mind blown. She was mind blown. So you realize that she bet on herself. She bet on herself. Her mother is a different generation. She told me she's the one that has come up in the family. And so she wants to create also a legacy for her siblings. And so she came out and said, I don't know how to do this. I am very timid. I am a coward. I am not confident. I cannot stand in front of a camera. And I told her, you don't need to stand in front of a camera. Slowly by slowly, you will stand in front of a camera. Right now, get your camera, zoom in on your phones, your merchandise, talk about it, the pros and the cons, talk about the advantages, talk about how they can get to you, and begin selling. Let me tell you, there are people out there who are looking for what you have. There are people out there who are looking for the potential, for the skill, for the gifting that you have, but you're seated on it. Okay, you're not betting on yourself. So just know that there is a lot more to be done. Okay, and then some of us actually are living in with arrogance, like we know it all, so we don't want anyone to help us. Okay, and then we know it all, but we want to teach ourselves sometimes because we don't want other people to feel like, oh, maybe someone gave me a hand. So you're living in your arrogance, and you're living in your backwardness, and you're not willing to open up to anyone to actually help you. No one can help you. So guys, are you going to eat arrogance? Are you going to eat? Are you going to? Is it going to pay your bills? Is it going to pay your children's school fees? Can you drop it already? Get the help that you need to get to the next level, to unlock. God has put so many people that can unlock our next levels and our next potentials, our capabilities. Do you know that for the people that come to the mentorship, sometimes I see them and I'm like, do you know that you can do this? Do you know that? And some of them have found out they're very good at catering. Now they're even teaching other people how to cook. They give cooking classes. Meanwhile, they signed up wanting to be coaches. And I told them that this gift of cooking, do not just throw it away. Right now, we have one called Lillian. She has a line of spices. Now she's selling spices. She's selling cooking classes, and people are buying, and she's on social media. And I'm like, wow, this is potential that is hidden inside people's hearts, and they don't know. Sometimes you just have a yearning for something different, but the moment you step out to get the help that you need, that is when most of your potential is unveiled. Because potential is like silver, it's hidden, it's a hidden gem that you need to unveil it, you need to uncover it. Sometimes you need a mentor, sometimes you need a coach, sometimes you need someone to hold your hand. Are you seated on your potential? Okay? Some people came and they're good at baking. And I'm like, resurrect your skill of baking. This is something that there are so many people that are baking. And I'm like, nope. Yes, there are so many people that are baking, but your tribe is waiting for you to be manifested. For you to come out and own your craft and hone your craft and improve your craft and advertise your craft. And indeed, before you know it, someone is already is actually out there and they're making money. So I need you to know that don't be arrogant and don't use ignorance is not bliss. Okay, you will not. But for me, I didn't know. There are so many people around you who knew. So if you didn't ask, it's still your problem. Okay, ask and you will get. Okay, and then some of us are too distracted. If you ask me why we are not unlocking our full potential, we are too distracted. That some of us will even make an aim and say, I want to make these kinds of sales in my business. And in that week, and they will say, oh, I want this kind of money. And then in order to get that kind of money, what must I do? And then they will go and strategize. And let me tell you, they will tell themselves, oh, I need to post. Maybe I need to go once, to go live once in a week. Or maybe I need to get in touch with everyone that I know and tell them I got new stock, or I need to get in touch with my old clientele and ask them about feedback and tell them that I also brought new. And then guess what? Monday will go, Tuesday will go, Wednesday will go, Thursday will go, Friday will go, and they will have lifted their fingers to do nothing. Like they will fold their arms. They know that they have to post. They know they have to go live. They know they have to check in with their clients. They know they have, as in they know. Sometimes we even don't need to be told what to do because we already know it. Why aren't we doing it? Some of us are too distracted. Some of us are in relationships that are too filled with drama that you are too distracted. And sometimes it's not even filled with drama, but you are the drama queen and you're too distracted. You are the one that is running after the man. The man loves you genuinely, but you don't believe that he even loves you. And so you're making drama left, right, and center. You're holding on to, you're calling them, you're locking your shop before time. You are running after someone. You are going to enjoy life for the rest of your life with this person, if they ever said yes or if they ever want you. So why are you closing your shop? Why aren't you doing the things that you ought to do? Because you're busy making drama in other people's lives. Okay? So I need you to be able to understand that distractions are always going to be there. Remember we talked about Nehemiah sometime, and we said that Nehemiah, while he had gone to build, before he started building, no one was coming, but after starting to build and the bricks had gone a bit high, that is when they were saying, oh, come down and come, let's talk, because we have heard there is a rumor that you want to be the king of Judea and so you have gone ahead to proclaim yourself, and so says even the allegations are true. Come down so that we can talk about it. And he was like, nope, I am not coming down because I am on a project and I want to finish this project. Do you know that Lugambo started in the Bible days? It just didn't start recently. So stop being distracted, okay? These people know that they can easily get to you. Oh, when we whistle like this, we will get her attention. When we post this on social media, we'll get her attention. When we invite her for a party, all of a sudden she will be running, closing her shop, or not attending to her clientele, or signing out of her job, whatever it is. Stop allowing distractions to rob you of the attention, because your attention is the most expensive commodity that you have, because where your attention is tells us where your destiny and how your destiny is going to look like. If your attention is in weird things, we just know that your end is never going to be good. But if you give attention to the right things, if your priorities are in the right order, then we know that without a doubt your destiny is going to be mind-blowing. Some of us are indecisive. Remember, we're talking about why or what hinders us from unlocking our full potential. Some of us are indecisive. We are gripped by fear of making bad decisions, and so we end up not making decisions at all. Some people are not getting married because they're like, now what if I land on the wrong one? And maybe some of them, Bambi, they are nursing wounds from past relationships, and so they are very careful, very careful. They're like, the last relationship broke my heart. I'm not getting into any other relationship that is going to break my heart. So now they are busy. They want to study. They want to look at people. They are non-committal. They are also creating situationships of some sorts, and they're very indecisive. Guys, at some point you have to make a decision, and God is not going to make that decision for you. No. He left it in your arms and said that the power of life and death is under your tongue. Choose life that you will live. So that means you have a choice to make, whether you propel yourself, whether you continue on the journey, whether you keep running or you keep stopping, whether you unlock your next potential, whether you unlock your full capability. It is within you. Can you make decisions? Make decisions and start doing the things that you need to be able to do. And then some of us feel inadequate. Okay, I just need us to change the way we look at ourselves. Remember Gideon, remember Moses, Jeremiah. Jeremiah was like, oh, I am young. We all have those excuses. And Gideon was like, I'm from the smallest tribe. I'm just, doing this so that this is the last thing I'm actually doing. And remember Moses. That was, as in when God calls him, gives him an assignment, the first thing he's like, you know what? I am a stammerer. I don't think I can be able to do this. So many of us, whenever we are called, our callings are meeting inadequacies, because that is what we know about ourselves. So you tend to compare yourself with other people, and yet God intentionally and strategically positioned you on this earth for a purpose. You were built by design. You were crafted with a purpose in mind, and God wants to introduce you to a version of you that you don't know. Yes, you are a stammerer, but he's saying you're going to liberate my children. That yes, you're from the smallest tribe, but again, you are going to build the biggest army. That yes, you are young, but I'm going to use you even when you are young. So I need us to know that there is a wiser version of us, that there is a more focused version of us, that there is something inside of us, and we should stop feeling inadequate, because the moment you feel inadequate, you're going to talk yourself away from everything. So now you cannot unlock your full potential, because you're talking yourself out of everything. You are, you're giving everything to other people. I think she can manage this. I think she's a good speaker. I think she's a good writer. I think she will manage this job better. I think she will coordinate better. Why? Because you, inside of you, you're like a child, timid, full of doubts. You're second guessing yourself. You are inadequate. You feel inadequate. And yet, God did not create anyone that was inadequate. He never said it in his word, so it does not exist. Everything he created was beautiful, and you are wonderfully and beautifully made. Okay, before your parts were woven together, God knew you. He predestined a good future for you. So you are not inadequate. You are created by design. You are crafted with an intention and with a purpose in mind. So I hope that you know that, and you get to reach out to every potential that you need to get to, so that you can get to the place that you really need to get at. Okay, so just dump that attitude, okay, and make sure that you get to do. We have talked about so many other things in the past, like living a visionless life. We have talked about a prayerless life, okay, and we have talked about the lack of collaboration. Some of us want to do it alone, do it on our own, and sometimes we cannot do it on our own. There is unlocking of purpose, unlocking of potential when it comes to collaborating and working with other people, because sometimes other people just bring the best sides of us. Have you ever been in a collaboration with someone and your best version just came out, your best side just came out, but meanwhile, while you were alone, you were scattered, you were second guessing yourself, but right now you feel pumped up, you feel hyped up, because there is power in collaboration. Two are better than one. Okay, and so I need you to be able to tap into that. And then sometimes we are holding on to things that are not working. Okay, and sometimes we have to allow the unnecessary endings that must happen in order for us to tap into our full potential or unlock our full potential. Because for as long as you are heavy laden, for as long as you are carrying everything with you and everyone with you, and your heart is burdened, there is no unlocking the potential for you. The way you do that is when you are lighter and you are able to actually do that. So don't hold on to things that are not working, to things that do not have a future. No. Make sure that you know it very early on in life that these are the things that I need to be able to put aside. I need to be able to put aside the heaviness so that I can be able to be light for the next journey, for the next potential, for the next capability and the next abilities. All right. And then some of you will ask me, but how can we reach our full potential when it comes to the different areas of our lives? Because remember, we have different areas of our life. We have our callings, okay? We have our careers, we have our families, we have, so under each of those, there are so many things that we can be able to do in order to tap and unlock full potential. For example, when you go into the arena of family, we usually say that make make your family a top priority, because when you make it a top priority, that is where the peace, that is where the calmness is going to come from, that is going to actually lift up all these other ventures that you are doing. But the moment you are stressed at home, the moment you're not doing the right things, you're not prioritizing your home, that means you're going to be having battles at home, and you're going to be having battles even in the outside world. So make sure that you prioritize, make sure that you deal with resentment. Don't allow the resentment to pile up. Even when you sense that there is a resentment coming in, can you communicate so that you can unlock the full potential of the happiness, okay, of this marriage, of the longevity of this marriage, of the impact that is going to have upon others when they say, "Mwachikola mutia, how did you do it?" That is unlocking potential. But how do you do that? By being able to deal with resentment in a timely manner and communicate, openly communicate about your issues. And then the decision of the person that you marry is very, very crucial. Okay, it can actually kill your potential, kill your capability and your abilities, or it can have them blossom. It's never a one size fits all. So you realize that there are so many people that are struggling right now because they chose wrong. Okay, they made the wrong choice. And so most of the time now they're explaining about themselves. They cannot even talk about business. They cannot, as in they are paralyzed because of the choice. I know that some of you understand what I'm talking about, because then you're like, I cannot, what will the chat say? Let me just stay here because of the children, because of the so many other reasons, but maybe that person would never have stayed anyway. So you realize that you can be able to unlock even potential when it comes to your finances. Find your purpose, okay? Build a personal brand, and use wisdom to solve people's problems, because people are willing to pay money when you solve their problems, okay? So can you be able to look at that? Start a business, okay? Ask someone, get a mentor, look at someone and learn from them, okay? There are so many things that you can be able to do in the world of finances that will actually unlock your next potential. When it comes to work, whatever you find to do, do it with all your strength, okay? That, I mean, even the people around you will look at you and say, wow, okay, I wish I had that good work ethic. Whatever you find, do it with all your strength, and then take so many risks, okay? You don't know something, but it's something that someone that you know has told you about, and they've told you that it's a good thing, okay? They have your back, okay? Make the calculations, but take risks. Don't just sit at the harbor of comfort, because that is not where the magic happens. The magic happens in the middle. The magic happens in the storm. The magic happens when you take the risks, okay? And then learn to negotiate. Some of us don't know even how to negotiate as simple things as a salary, as someone's behavior in your life. You telling them that, you know what, no, I cannot accept that, okay? So learn to negotiate for how far you can go, for how much you can have, and how many things that you want to have in your life, okay? So I don't want you to continue doing the same thing that you have been doing, because if you continue doing what you have been doing, you will continue getting what you have been getting. And what you have been getting is what we want to move away from. We want to be able to reconcile a place from where we are to where we want to be. The strategies that we come with, we follow through, we follow them, we activate them, and do them until we know that we can be able to do whatever it is we need to be able to do, okay? So I need you to feel like this matters, because you cannot give your full attention to something that does not matter. This actually matters. It does matter, okay? So I need you to give it your attention. I need you to give it your whole. I know that my life has not been easy for the longest time. And so because my life has not been easy, for me, being where I am today, I am so grateful to God. And this matters, okay? In so many ways. I'm like, you know what? My life, I mean, that life, if you ask me again, yes, I would leave it all over again, because I believe that God has taken me from step to step and from glory to glory. But that life right there, I didn't have the freedom. That life right there, I didn't have what it took to become anyone. That life right there. So now I need you to be able to know that this matters more than anything, that you are actually able to take this step towards your potential. Okay, and then you have to be to initiate instead of being reactive all the time. Some of us, we are reacting to things, and we are reacting to the money we are getting. We are reacting to our bosses. We are reacting to things. We are reacting to so many things. Can we be the initiators? Can we say, can we start this? Can we do this? Can we do that? Okay, so I need you to be able to step up and be able to do some of those things. Okay, and then sometimes you have to move on faster. You're going to sell and you will get a lot of rejection. You're going to put your merchandise out there and maybe no one is going to buy. You're going to, as in, you will try all sorts of avenues, but maybe some things are not going to work the way they are supposed to work. Learn the art of moving on swiftly, okay? Because rejection or setbacks, those are bound to happen in life, and you're not the first and you're not the last, okay? So I need you to get going. And then so many times you need to define and redefine your hard work, okay? How is it impacting you? What is your highest return of the hour? Like, how? Okay, you need to be able to get into defining what am I going to do this hour? What am I going to do in these 30 minutes? How am I going to do? As in, can you plan your day? Can you plan your day? Because that gives you a good segments to know that, by the way, if I need to be able to book a coaching session, I can be able to book it here. And these times I'm so busy, but this time I'm not so busy. Can you be able to define what hard work looks like for you? How many hours do you work? Because we know we have a 9 to 5, but I will tell you that most people who are in the 9 to 5 end up working less than an hour or maximum an hour. So where are the other 8 hours? Okay, I need you to ask yourself, are you redefining it, or are you being able to redefine what hard work actually looks like? Okay, to be self-driven, to just deal with the no's that come in life. Okay, and then I need you to compete while going upwards, because we are tapping and we are unlocking our potential, our abilities. So I need you to be able to compete up. I need you, this level, you are past this level. Okay, so get into the deeper waters, get into the where the sharks are swimming, get into firsthand, get to know. Okay, before anything else, compete upwards. Do not compete downwards. Okay, I need you to be able to step up and take the mantle and be able to run with it. So for those of you that have just joined in, we have been talking about potential. Okay, how to unlock your next level of potential, your highest potential. And guess what, we have not even handled 0.0001, okay, of what we are supposed to handle. Why? Because time is not on our side and is never on our side. But one thing I can tell you is, you deserve way better. You deserve way better. You have what it takes inside of you to even be way better. You have what it takes inside of you. So I don't need you to be a bystander on the sidelines cheering on others. It's good to cheer, but I want to cheer you on. I want you to be able to invite you. Join us in the mentorship classes. Let's talk about your niche. Let's talk about your messaging. Let's talk about content creation. Let's talk about your leadership. Let's talk about your family, your marriage. Let's talk about a full package, so that by the time you actually walk away from here, you actually know that, oh, this and this has been happening because of this, and this and this has been happening because of this. So I need you to be able to go back and deal with all the inadequacies, deal with all the indecisiveness, deal with all the dangers of living a visionless life, deal with all the arrogance, deal with all the holding on to wrong things in your life, deal with all the distractions, okay? So that you can sober up, so that you can declutter your mind and be able to unlock your full potential. I talked about prayerlessness. You ought to pray without ceasing. You ought to pray without ceasing. You ought to pray without ceasing. So pray about it. Pray about your lineage. Pray about your children. Pray about so many things in your life, but pray. Do not just talk about prayer. Pray. Do not just write about prayer. Pray. Do not just mention to other people about prayer. Pray in your closet, pray in your closet chamber, and let me tell you, this God, he can turn things around. He can pivot things that one day you were walking one direction and the other day you're on a totally different direction. Like there is a quantum leap that you are being, you know, that you are accelerating and you are speeding up towards the goal, towards your destiny and towards your calling and towards your potential. And that is what I wish for you. Otherwise, from me to you is I love you. Go ahead and practice. Go ahead and look at the pointers. Go ahead and learn. Go ahead and share this with your friends. Bless you.